Hello, in this episode I will take you through objects. So like previously explained, an object is a JavaScript is a collection of key value pairs. These are also called properties. So it's like a real life object. For example, a person has a name, age, and maybe a job. So in JavaScript we represent this. Let's say we have a person, and we did say that a person has got a name, maybe it's John. A person has got age, maybe that is 24. What's wrong with this? We've got a name. Okay, person equals to, okay, age, that is 24. Age shouldn't be equal to, okay, maybe this guy has got a job, and let's say this guy is a developer. So this is the basic structure of an object. So each property here has got a key and it has got a value, and the name name is a key, and John, which is the name, the actual name, is what we call a value. So this is the structure of an object. So for example, we can console this, and we see console.log a person, and when we console a person, we shall see that we have a person with name, age, and job. So how do we access properties within an object? We've got what we call the dot notation. This is the most commonly used method. And for example, if we have a person and we do want to access only the job, we can say dot. The moment you say dot, you do have suggestions here, age, job, name. Maybe we want a job, and when we console.log that, we shall only get the job from that. We then have what we call bracket notation. This is useful. This is a useful key when this is when the key is dynamic. You have spaces. This is when we normally use this. For example, I do want to access the age of this guy. I will say person, and then I will use brackets, and I say I want this person's age. So when I could come onto my browser, I will get 24. This is what we call a bracket notation when accessing data within an object. Then we've got how do we at some point we may update. Let me leave this at that, and maybe we want to update values within an object. For example, if you want to update the age, when we do come and say name, and we do have this bracket notation, and okay, this is a person. We do have person, and within the person we shall access the age, and we come and assign it a new age, and we say maybe this is 34. So when we console.log person, the age changes, and we do have age 34, and initially it was 24, but we updated the age to 34. So this is how we update values within an object. Then how do we add new properties? We can add new properties. For example, we do have this guy with job. We can add a new property. Maybe we can say person. We add a bracket, and we say maybe we are adding this guy's address. We add this guy's address, and within this guy's address we can say we can say this guy stays in should we say, where can we say, okay, Kampala, and we can console.log this person, and when we do check here we find that we've got another property called address, and this guy stays in Kampala. That's how we add properties to variables. We can also delete we can delete a property, and we can say for example we want to remove a job. I will come here and say a person. I will just say delete down here, delete, and in the person we want to delete the job, and that's all. When we do command console.log person, we shall have a person without address, without name, with name, address and age, but without a job. That's how we delete properties within objects. So objects can hold arrays and other objects. For example, we do have we can say let's use a student. We can say let student, we declare an object, and we say the name is Owen, and we can say the age is the age is 23, and we could say then within this object we can add another object. For example, we've got subjects, and these are the subjects this guy does, and inside the subject we have inside subjects we can say this guy does. Can we call this, instead of an object, let's declare an array. We say this guy does math, this guy does computer science. Can we just use formal math? We can say this guy as well does computer, and this guy does English. So we do have subjects as an object. We have subjects as a property, but then it's been declared as an array. So we do proceed and say, for example, this guy has got an address, and we can say can we make an address for it to be an object, and we'll see how this is. So we do have an address, and this guy has got a city. He stays within this. We've got a city. This guy stays in Kampala, and this guy has got a street, and we can say this is Chireka. We can say Namgongo Road. Okay, so this guy has got an address. So address and subjects are properties, but they do carry other data types. For example, subjects is an object, but then it is an array of objects, and then address is an object inside an object or called students. So we can as well, using this, we do have, using such an object, we can access certain specific properties. For example, I will console.log, and I do want to access a student, and within the student I want subjects. So subjects, and I want okay, let me leave this, and I want subjects. So when I console.log that, I will come, and which other console do we have? Let me remove this console person, and we do have this. So I have only subjects math, computer and English that this guy studies. So I can as well add bracket notation, and I say maybe at index 1 I want the very first subject, they will give me math. So the rest of the stuff remains the same, but then this is how we use objects, and we can they can have properties that hold for example other objects, and it can as well hold arrays within it. Then we think we can this is all for objects, and maybe what I can say is objects are mutable. For example, even if I declare an object with const, its properties can still change unless I do this, unless I reassign the entire object, that will throw an error. For example, I do have this called student. I can't say within the student I want to change the name, or I want to change subjects. So I can say const. For example, I will change this to const instead of let. I will say const student is equal to that. So I can say student dot maybe student dot name, and I can reassign this to Daniel. So when I do console.log student, I will have name as Daniel, and I can't change anything inside this object. But then if I happen to come and reassign something new, for example, if I come and say I'm saying maybe student equals to an array, this is wrong, and it will throw an error. That is why we say objects mutable. So even if you declare with const, even if its properties can still change, but the moment you try to change the entire object, that's when you get an error. Let's catch up in the